All right, the podcast you cheer for, the channel you cheer for, is back again with another exclusive episode just for you. All right, it's T Mark the Street Shark.
And OGEO, welcome to the podcast you cheer for. Soul Material. Bit
All
sneaker
right.
business talk.
All right, here we are giving you more clarity over popularity, just the soul material style. We've done we for those that have been with us and those that are new, just letting you know, like our seasons and the way that we release our episodes, we're kind of mirroring the NBA season as well. So you'll see our kickoffs and our finales are in line with the NBA season. So that means it's time for a new year right now because it's holiday time. You know, we've got at least 2 months into the season where we got a taste of what's going on. They have a new in-season tournament this year, so you know you got new designs on the court, another year of City Edition jerseys, and another year of new kicks on the court. So that's what we want to talk about. Just some things that some kicks that we've seen on the court that have gotten our attention, whether it's the player, whether it's the shoe, maybe it's a little bit of both, and then just adding in some sneaker news that's relevant to this new NBA season for 2023. So let's just get started. We're actually going to get started with friends of the podcast. We're talking about the Curry brand. We love our friends over at the Curry brand. We love how they're changing the game for good with their, with the flow technology and then just all the Currys, whether they're on the court, off the court, or on the course, the golf course that is right now. Curry's winning, and we definitely support the underdogs. So with that, a big announcement was made this at the beginning of this season is that Curry brand actually has a an athlete while Curry's playing, and you have another NBA player that's the first player on the Curry brand roster, and that player is Swiper, De'Aaron Fox of the Sacramento Kings. All right, so they already got the matchup in the playoffs. Good relationship, and I think with his style of play, and again him evolving with the team. They're lighting the beam up over in Sacramento. Thought that was a good natural move and great fit for Curry Brand to bring on De'Aaron Fox.
And Shark,
So
I knew something was up, man, because the Flotros he wore in that first round, Sacramento, I thought they were accustomed, and they were accustomed for him, but I'm like, this looks a little bit too close to home for something to not be brewing in the background. So it's good to see that De'Aaron Fox is now a part of Curry brand, and I'm looking forward to more of those black and purple colorways exclusive to him, possibly making the open market sooner or later.
yeah, cool. We'd love to see some PEs hit the shelves, but in the meantime, we definitely want to see those exclusive player editions on the court, and we love how Curry Brand does a great job of storytelling, and you know we love a good story over at the Soul Material Podcast. So again, great fit. And you never know, we might be showing you some new Currys in the near future. The Curry 11 is on the courts right now, so they teased it with the high school kids earlier this summer with the Curry camp. You got to see athletes like Cooper Flag rocking the new Curry 11s, but now they're on the court. And they're, again, we love the evolution of those shoes, and then that proprietary flow technology for the cushioning systems. Always spot on, and we'll love to see the evolution over there. So, speaking of evolution, we have an old brand but new to basketball entering the market this year and on the court. And now we're actually talking about Skechers. All
Yes,
right,
sir.
Skechers. You know your dad's shoes, Skechers. Well, Skechers has basketball shoes now, and they have two signature. It's like they have two in a possible. So we'll get into that because right now, you saw it at media day where they were rocking the new kicks, and now you got to see them on court. There's actually two different models that they're promoting right now
Mhm.
from Skechers, and you have Terrence Mann of the L.A. Clippers, and then you also have Julius Randle of the New York Knicks. And Randall, you always see him in the Nike and Kobe's and stuff like that. So I feel like, that was, a different switch for him. But at the same time, just pay attention to the cities of the two teams I just named.
There you go.
I think that was a good entry point to go coast to coast, LA and New York, two of the biggest markets, and find an athlete and put those shoes on them. So Skechers has entered the room, and I'll kick it to the OG just for a quick debate on what's going on with the possible. And the possible who we're talking about is someone who could easily be another signature athlete on that brand, um, Joel Embiid. Because we did see him in some photos with the Skechers, but we're not sure where the terms of agreement begin and end with Under Armour, where he did have a signature shoe with Under Armour, but I kind of never really took flight, especially during his MVP season last year. You just didn't see the full backing from Under Armour to really take advantage of that moment
Mhm.
and capitalize with some merchandise and or anything else with just an MVP capsule or anything like that. So we're just wondering where the contractual agreement versus him just having a shoe to wear and perform, because he's still wearing the Under Armour shoes, but we're continuing to do more research to and clarify what's going on with Joel Embiid and Skechers.
And not only that with that, but we already know Shark from previous years. He's Troll King. So I don't know if he was trying to send a message to us or to Skechers or to Under Armour, but you know, Joel Embiid, he is very strategic and methodical with whatever he does, particularly with those type of things. So us being sneakerheads, we had our eyebrows raised, and that's what he wanted. So I'm not sure what message is being sent, but when the news breaks, you'll definitely hear from Soul Material on one of our channels, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, what have you, stories, what have you. But I'm just intrigued to see what's going on because again, that MVP battle between him and the Joker was one of the best, honestly, that we've seen in a few years. And you would have thought that from an endorsement standpoint, he would have gotten some heavy backing commercials, just something with Under Armour, and it was nothing. So I'm just intrigued to see what happens. But Skechers, again, that'll be another big market for them to go into. So you're talking about having Philadelphia, New York, and LA, and having either very respected or all-star caliber players, two of the three. So that's a good look for Skechers starting off, definitely.
Yeah. So let's actually stay in these one of those markets that we just talked about in LA. Same team, Clippers. But another player. Well, actually, two more players from the Clippers. Let's talk about Kawhi Leonard for really quick with New Balance because he's rocking the Kawhi 3. But that was supposed to come out last year, and we didn't dive into it with a full episode, but there was a lot of quality control issues apparently with that shoe. And from my research, I remember it's like those the main eyelet at the top that you need to pull and get that final lock in when you tie your shoe. That's like one of the most important points to make sure that you're locked in to any shoe. Well, apparently that was ripping and breaking quite often, and that's why it was recalled because they had a schedule for it to hit shelves, but because of the quality control, they had to pull back on it, and they kind of just never released it throughout the whole year. So it was this question mark, and then with his health, and he was in and out of the games, you kind of didn't notice what was missing. But just pointing it out that the Kawhi 3 is scheduled to hit stores, but that's I feel like we're a year late on that. He might have lost some steam with because I feel like he got out to a good start coming from Toronto to LA with the New Balance being a face of New Balance, but now New Balance has Zach Levine and more recently Jamal Murray winning the NBA championship that they've gotten behind. So we'll just keep our eye open for Kawhi Leonard, but just know that looks like they fixed that quality control issue, and then we'll see what that shoe looks like when it's actually sitting on the shelves pretty soon.
And definitely. And his teammate, who he signed up with, who I'm a Clippers fan very secretly, so they should have 2 chips by now, and they still don't. Um, there's an entrance and then there's an exit, and it's proposed that we have seen the end of the Paul George era with Nike, and a lot of his signature shoes, memorable, great releases. Again, as Shark always said, we love a great story, and it always was a story behind a lot of Paul George's shoes. And unfortunately, it looks like that relationship is coming to an end. So we may have another free agent on the market, perhaps. And Paul George, when he is healthy, he's one of the best two-way players in the league, bar none, next to his teammate. So we'll see if he can stay healthy and probably grab a deal elsewhere. But it looks like, Shark, from what we have researched, this PG thing is over at Nike Inc.
Yes. All signs are pointing towards no more signature releases from Paul George. So that's why you just see him because he's actually been pulling out some PG1s recently as well. And I think threes have I've seen some at least some warm up photos of him in some of those older models. But you're just going to see him in his own older models or some more Kobe from my understanding. And then we'll learn more about if he's really breaking ties with the brand and moving forward into the free agency. Just recapping where Nike roster is, because we've given some episodes on their signature athletes like Ja Morant. Well, Ja Morant's been suspended for a number of off the court instances. So we're missing out on all that game memorable action of his first signature shoe. So that's still out there, the Ja one. But we're lacking the opportunity to create some of those signature moments on the court. Those posterizing dunks, and then whichever shoes he has on, that's what's going to help catapult but once he gets back and re-energizes over there. More Nike news. We talked about Kyrie Irving last season as well, also parting ways with Nike, and then now has creative direction and rights to his own sub brand, the Kyrie brand over at Anta. All right, so now he has another Chinese brand where he gets to put his stamp in and do things his way. So with all that, vacuum of things leaving Nike, they were making room for a new signature athlete. So not only Ja Morant, but now we have Devin Booker will have his own Nike signature basketball shoe. All right.
Indeed.
Then we got the D Book one or Chapter One or whatever they're calling it. So the silhouette, he has so much. He pays so much homage to Kobe, so it's still a lower cut Kobe style shoe. But you can see that the Air Force One has heavily influenced that model. So I'll be interested to see how that shoe performs, especially the way that heel is still not as rounded like they don't like newer performance shoes are. So we'll see how that roll again because I'm not gonna question the grip, but when you make those sharp cuts, but again, if that's built for D Book, in his game and how he moves. Just interested to see once we get the full range of tech specs officially about what's going on there. But so for some of the details, seeing about at least 3 different colorways. Now you got to see him gift a all orange pair to Drake when he rocked them while he was on tour. And then just to give the chapter and book feel. Like even the pull tab on the back has like extra layers that look like pages to a book. So like there's subtle details, and we're interested to learn more about what's going on with that signature. But speaking of Devin Booker. Just wanted to do, we love a good show and tell over here, especially with our new platform for season 4. So we're always trying to make sure that we give you some show and tell each time. So another team shoe that you see a lot of different colorways. If there's Nike athletes, they will have custom PEs as well. And I'm talking about, if you've seen this logo, you know what it is. It's the GT Cut series. And I have the Zoom GT Cut 2 here, and this is the actual Devin Booker edition. All right. So this looks like, this paid homage to his love for hiking, especially over in the deserts of Arizona. So it just has that olive earthy tone, and then mixed in with some of that orange. Always looks really good. So you got the extra detail on the tag right there. And then we got the book on the tongue. Boom. All right. I've actually worn these at least once. Great, comfortable shoe, great ride. And I'm someone who has like fallen arches sometimes. So this actually has, I'm just highlighting this shoe as great arch support for you fallen archers over there. Here, all right. So again, extra good details over here, and then on this particular side, you see the sunset, and it says,
Keep it tight.
keep it tight. All right. So that's what just some extra details. These came and went on the Nike site. They didn't really refresh any sizes with it, but I was able to scoop. Before the season started, because these came out in summer, at the end of the summer, 2023. So since we're just talking about signature athletes, kicks on court for the new season, you'll see a lot of these GT Cut 2s. We remember the GT Cut 1s were super popular, and people were paying ridiculous amounts of money for them because they resembled Kobe's,
Mhm.
especially during the time where Kobe was deceased, but it was his contract extension wasn't finalized. So now everyone just went crazy overpaying for Kobe's and then stocking up on GT cuts. So this is the 2, and then there's a 3 coming out as well. And I actually interested to see what those colorways look like because I actually saw a mashup of the GT Cut 3 that looks like the Zoom Flight 5 and it had the Jason Kidd font on there, and it had the squiggly pattern with the that iridescent eye, where they modernized that on that shoe. So yeah, interesting to see what the GT Cut 3 has to offer coming soon, because first signs point to another winner, and if it performs anything like the 1 and 2. I feel like the 2 is a little bit heavier than the 1, but just one last look at that Devin Booker uh, Nike GT Cut 2, and now we get to look forward to the Nike D Book 1 coming soon as well. So OG, any other sneakers that you're seeing on the court? Any particular brands sticking out to you? And maybe we're looking forward to some new releases coming up throughout the season.
Well, really quick, Shark, you mentioned moments in shoes, and I'm waiting for Zion Williamson to stay on the court so we can have a moment in his shoe. So he's on with his 3rd signature now, and they
Mm-hmm.
look absolutely awesome. And I'm hoping he can play at least enough games we can actually have those moments in his shoes. So I'm looking forward to that, because you have another guy on Jordan Brand by the name of Jason Tatum, who is now ripping the league up right now in his new Jordan signature. So I want to see how that duel goes with the signature shoes and performances, and seeing who stays healthy and so forth. But I'm really looking forward to seeing Zion play the majority of the season in his kicks, and see if there's any more popularity in his kicks, if they bring out another colorway, all-star, so forth. So I'm just intrigued to see him staying on the court and how that will evolve into his signature shoe on the court.
Yeah, you mentioned Jason Tatum. Like, I'm very interested to see how soon do we get to Tatum too. Like, do we get it? Or we got to wait to the playoffs. Because again, he debuted that shoe last year because he did a lot of PEs. A lot of PEs actually made it to retail. As well. We've shown you some of those on our, especially on our Instagram page. But just interested to see what that rollout looks like. Do we? Is he wearing them? He's still wearing the Jason Tatum ones by the All Star break, or do we get a new one halfway through the season? So really excited for that. And then Jordan Brand still killing it because they still have Luka Doncic on his second signature shoe as well. And then just interested to see also what's going on over with the Three Stripes brand. We got Trae Young. His shoes kind of don't translate off the court, but so much. But you can still get some good deals. We've shown you how those his signature shoe from last year popped up at Burlington, amongst other places and Rosses and everything like that. So you might get a good shoe to play around in, but you're probably not rocking them off the court. Um, Donovan Mitchell, I don't know what they're doing with the Adidas over there, but looks like Damian Lillard has changed scenery. He's no longer a Portland Trailblazer; he's a Milwaukee Buck. And we'll just I actually saw the next Dame shoe because he's wearing his takedown version right now. That's the more affordable one, and so I haven't seen the official release dates on the next Dame, but it looks sleek. Another sock liner, no straps on this one, and looks like we're getting back to some more heavier performance elements. And so he's coming along with his new team. You look out for the Bucks to definitely get a lot of TV time with him and Giannis really taking over the East this year. So so just look out to see what's going on in that direction. So other than that, just a lot of great basketball and NBA action. The Puma brand is still going. LaMelo Ball, as long as he stays healthy, we've talked about. Like just reiterating those memories and moments. Looks like he's switching up between the. We're on the third LaMelo shoe, but at the same time, he keeps switching back to the one, and I think the one is just always going to be that classic. And they're starting to re-release or release some of his PEs that didn't release during that first year when he had the ones. But now, like the all gold, that they're coming back. He had the Digi Camo with the orange. Those were PEs or like exclusive to his AAU team, but now they're releasing those in stores. So other than that,
Speaking of Puma too, shout out to Scoot Henderson and the
yep,
backing that Puma did with him as far as not only with his signature shoe, but clothing and apparel and so forth. It's very good to see a brand go all in on their athlete that they signed. So I was very impressed with everything they're doing with Scoot Henderson and hope he gets healthy. And good luck to him in his rookie year as well.
yeah. And before we wrap up, definitely can't do this. We told you we mirrored the NBA season, but we're talking about signature shoes, so can't forget about the ladies. All right. So we had Breanna Stewart had another shoe, well, signature shoe with Puma. So that her two shoes. We actually saw a handful of Puma NBA players rocking those shoes. But now the another Nike signature athlete for the females, Sabrina Ionescu, over again same team, New York Liberty. She's a former Oregon Duck. Her shoe looks like it's really translating. It's lower top. It's another Kobe inspired silhouette. That was a mentor for her as well in real life. And you see Mikal Bridges and Drew Holiday, a handful of more prominent NBA players actually wearing her shoe. And even our own Jordan Poole over at the
Cool.
hometown Washington Wizards has rocked those shoes on the court this season already. So love to see NBA players supporting their WNBA counterparts, especially with the Nike family rocking Sabrina's first signature shoe. All right, so this is a good place to wrap up. Just Kicks on Courts episodes for the first quarter of the NBA season for 2023. All right.
Peace.
So for the Soul Material Podcast, the podcast you cheer for, the channel you cheer for, I'm signing off. It's T Martin the Street Shark.
And OGEO. Till next time. Peace to you.
Peace.
Sneaker business talk. It's the Soul Material Podcast.